everyone, good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, June 7th. It's amazing how fast the year is going. The air quality here today is very, very hazy and smoky because parts of New Jersey are on fire, as well as the smoke that's coming down from Canada, Nova Scotia. It's just incredible how much we're dealing with climate change. But today I wanted to take you around with me and show you a few things that I'm using to make gardening easier every day. So the climate here has just been so extraordinarily parched and dry. Our lawn is turning to straw. There's nothing that really we can do but just go with it and make sure that our garden stays watered. You know, as far as pruning goes, right now we're still pruning heavily because I want all of the water that is available that we're pouring into these gardens to be able to go right up to the fruit. So normally I would prune heavy if it was wet because we don't want to inhibit any disease. And right now the pruning is going to be strategic because I want the amount of water that's going up first to go right straight to the tomatoes. So I'm taking off all of the lower leaves. I'm making sure there's no black spot. We haven't had any blight yet. We are dealing with a little bit of black spot. We're having some aphid issues because it's so dry. And then the drought is the biggest thing. So I wanted to show you this tool and how it works. I'm going to attach the video for these Fiskars. Now, these have turned out to be such an incredible gift for pruning. I do have other Fiskars, loppers that are for pruning, but they have like a hooked end. The blade is hooked. This Fiskar comes in, and I don't know if you can, there's the label right there. These are more like garden scissors. You're able to see what you're snipping much more easy, and you can just use the tip. I've noticed that in the past, using the hooked blade with the other loppers, that there's been times where I've cut things that I didn't mean to cut. This lopper here, or this shear, is just much easier to handle. It's a more direct cut, and it's more ergonomic on my thumb and my fingers, whereas the loppers seem to take a bigger grip and you're pulling down and you're chopping. This is like a quick snip of very ergonomic shears. It comes in its own little case here, which I'll put my camera down so I can show you what the shears look like, and it has a sharpening blade in there. These Fiskars gardening shears I purchased at Costco earlier this year, and I can attach the video for you. And right now they're still available on the floor, and they're on sale for $19.99, and they come with another type of lopper that is good for cutting shrubs or tree limbs. Now I can tell you I did try that out also, and it cut through an azalea branch like it was a piece of paper. So I highly recommend this product from Costco if you haven't bought it yet. So I'm going to put the camera down, and I'm going to take the blade out of its cover and show you what it looks like, and then I'll give you a demonstration of how quick and easy it actually cuts. I was so happy when I took this out of the packaging and carried it around. It fits in my pockets much easier, and I just love the little cover that it comes with. So it slides out, you know, very, very easily, and you can see it's just like scissors. There is a serrated area here that you could use. Let's see if I can get you focused in here. A little bit of a serrated blade here for cutting through something else, but just like scissors, they're just super, super easy. And you're still going to want to keep these clean. It helps them to work better when you keep a clean shear as far as the handling goes. But for the tomatoes, you're really only needing to use the front of the blade. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw this in my pocket and show you how easy it cuts through tomato suckers and leaves that need to come off in order to keep all of your tomato bushes nice and pruned. So I was wondering, as I am about to go ahead and prune some of my Black Beauty, do you guys actually want a garden tour? If you do, please comment below. I haven't done one because I didn't know who was interested, so comment below if you want to see what's happening. But we've had amazing growth, and there's a lot of tomato trimming to go on, so you'll see just how handy these shears are. Now, what I love about these shears is that, you know, you can handle everything with just a single hand. So you can see right here, I'm going to focus on an extra branch. It's it's just, you know, a leaf set that we really don't need hanging that low, and above it is a sucker. So I'm just able to get in here and with precision just snip it right off, and it makes a nice clean cut. So these guys here have become my best friend in the garden. I've made the commitment to keeping these tomatoes very, very well pruned this year, because they are going to be, there's so many tomatoes and they're going to grow so aggressively. This is the Black Beauty tomato, and look how healthy. This is our first tomato on this plant. It's got a beautiful, healthy bottom. There's no blossom end rot. The leaves are all very, very healthy. It does have a little bit of a gnarly, curled up pattern to it, but I can tell you this plant is well hydrated. There's a ton of flowers on it, so it does like to be pruned, and I have pruned it very, very, very aggressively, and it seems to like it, so I'm just going to go with it. So yeah, I think the importance of a good pair of garden shears or loppers are very important in keeping your job easy, because as you go around pruning tomatoes and whatever it is that you're pruning, you want to make sure it's not hard on your hands, because it can require endurance to go around when you have a large garden and it's either too hot or too dry and you know you need to manage your tomatoes. Having a tool that makes it easier is very, very, very important. And something else that I have recently discovered from Amazon that I find to make my job a lot easier are these cool little clips. You can see it just slides into this area here, and you can use this to snap your tomatoes up onto a trellis, up onto a support pole. You can use this for cucumbers or anything that you're trying to truss or trellis. This was very, very affordable item. We can go ahead and link it in the description below. Again, we bought it from Amazon, and they come in different quantities. Of course, we bought like 27,000 of them because we have 104 tomato plants, and I'm probably going to end up with, I don't know, 20 cucumber plants that I'll need to support up. So let's go ahead and connect one of these to a tomato stem onto a support pole so you can see exactly how quick and easy it works. Now here's an example of one that I have already placed on my Dr. Witchy's on this newer trellis system that we installed, that I can show you. I can attach the link below for you. So right now I'm going to show you how I go ahead and attach it, and I'm doing this with one hand, so please bear with me. But this tomato really needs to be pruned. This stake here is only temporary because, and again, this is just I needed extra tomato stakes and there wasn't any available in the store. So I went ahead at Wegmans and I bought marshmallow skewers, and it's working like a charm. So these marshmallow skewers, I don't have a link for them, but if you shop at Wegmans or any other store, they're just bamboo marshmallow skewers. So you see how easy that was to take that little clip and attach it. Now as this grows a little bit taller, it's almost ready to reach the trellis that we built. So this will be getting reattached in its next series of sections to the trellis to keep it supported. This little clip here, I can show you that we bought at the dollar store, and I can attach that video for you as well. As I was searching for the little plastic ones I just installed for you, I discovered that Amazon has these also in a greater quantity, and it works out that on Amazon the price is cheaper. So if you start looking for the clips that I'll attach the link for, this will come up as a recommended item, so you can price shop that one as well. And they work out great for thicker stems, but they don't hold up as well. So here is a quick look at our tomato garden in this area of the yard. This is the small tomato garden, but like I said, you guys, if you're interested in a full-on garden tour, you need to comment below, you need to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Otherwise, the YouTube algorithm is going to think that no one is interested in us and they're not going to promote our videos. So we need to make sure that we're reaching as many people as we possibly can. We're working out here in the garden today, doing daily maintenance. It's supposed to be vacation, but vacation for us just means that John doesn't have to go into the office and I don't have to make lunch. Other than that, everything else is a normal day of wonderful gardening, and we're just so grateful. Honestly, if I had to choose between getting dressed up and wearing an expensive bag and fancy clothes and painting my nails, or spending a day curating an amazing garden space where we're here plugged into the earth, I'll take the dirty hands all day long. So with that in mind, I am planting more flowers, and today I am planting borage. In addition to all of the other borage that I've planted, I am sowing more because we're realizing that the more flowers, the more pollinators, is just better for your garden overall. So one of the tools that we bought from Amazon, and we can link this item below, is a stainless steel dibber. Now this will not rot, the handle won't rot and fall away. And the other thing that I really like about it is it has some dimensions on there to tell you just how far down you need to go. Now you can use a dibber for many things, and if you notice, the tip of it is much more narrow than the actual top, so it's very ergonomic, and you could see how easily I was able to handle that. Once you drive this down, if you start turning it at an angle, you can actually make a bigger hole than you might actually need. And let's say you found something that's growing in a place in your garden that you don't want it to grow. For example, we had all of these absolutely beautiful petunias. And I'll tell you a quick story about these petunias. 3 summers ago, I sowed an entire pack over in the tomato garden, and I didn't know what I was doing with sowing flowers directly. They're very tiny pepper-like seeds. And I sowed them down at the base, hoping to attract some pollinators, and they never showed up that year. So I forgot all about the petunias. So last year, they finally showed up. And boy, did they take over the garden. Actually, it was the year before. So 3 years ago, I planted the seed. 2 years ago, the petunias finally showed up and took over. I thought maybe this year it would be all over with, but they started to take over again. And they started to flower. They were dispersed all through the garden. So what we did was we just basically tickled them out of the ground, and I started planting them in places that I thought needed maybe some instant color. And we also planted them in some pots. So what's great about that is you have instant flowers. The petunias really want to live, but when you use like a little hand trowel or a cultivator, you tend to dig a much bigger or wider hole than you actually need. But if you take a dibber like this and you just drive it down, now you're creating a long, thin area to transplant a taproot like this, because a petunia you can take out of anywhere, or a marigold, or even a calendula. It's going to have a very long, deep taproot. So you want to make sure you can get that taproot into a place if you're transplanting without digging such a big, giant hole. So a dibber like this is good for that. And also a dibber is good if you're just trying to maybe scratch an area of mulch or soil to surface sow some seeds that don't like to go deep, like cosmos. They're surface sowers, or any other tiny little seed that just wants to sit at the top that needs light to germinate, and you want to make sure it gets good light, good watering, and it's not getting lost in the garden somewhere. So this is my third tool for making your life easier in the garden. Right now I'm over here at my cattle panel trellis where we have wonderful cucumbers growing. And this variety here is the Burpless Beauty that does extraordinarily well. And I have planted numerous types of flowers around them, including nasturtium, marigolds, and zinnias. And I'm going to add borage to that list so that as these start to grow up, we can attract as many pollinators as possible, because these cucumbers absolutely love to be visited over and over again by a pollinator in order to have full formation of the fruit. So borage is good for attracting, repelling, and borage is even edible. So I'm going to use the very tip of my dibber here to go ahead and make borage size scratches in the earth to get that started right now. Now you can see here on my cucumber leaf is the tiniest of hoverfly. This is an amazing pollinator and friend to the garden. So right now in this area, there's no flowers available for it. So we need to get some flowers started right away to make sure this guy will hang around to not only pollinate the flowers that are growing, but pollinate the blooms of the cucumber and give us a beautiful, fully formed fruit. This is a friend to the garden. I had to show you this beautiful daylily. I can attach the video where we went ahead and bought bare root daylilies this year. This gorgeous daylily is called Spring Fantasy, where I bought from a daylily farm here in New Jersey. And today, this is the very first daylily bloom in our garden. One of many, many, many varieties we have. So you'll want to stay tuned to see our daylily blooms happening, which is about to explode very, very soon. And as I said, there are many tools that you can use every day to make gardening easier for you. And you can see in our beautiful garden here in suburban New Jersey, we have corn, 20 varieties of tomato growing, eggplant, many, many peppers, lettuce, brassicas, everything's growing beautifully. And we are just suburban gardeners, you guys, hoping to inspire. So if this is something that you're interested in and you want to learn how to garden and not be overwhelmed by it and start a process that is just so hard for you that you can't manage it in a day, come join us in our journey and see how we are trying to make it easier to sustain the whole gardening lifestyle and the peace and joy that it gives you to pour your heart and soul into this type of process, and the joy that you can actually find in working out here and having dirty hands and not worrying about anything else in your life. So anyway, guys, again, if you found this enjoyable or interesting, please give this video a like. Please tell people about our channel, Our Backyard Garden. My name is Leigh. Please subscribe if you're interested, and stay with us on our journey. And look at her, she's beautiful. Lots of tomatoes coming. See you in the next video.